What's Going on Seaville was made possible through donations and services provided by Hollywood Theater Lab, Lighthouse Studio, Roxy Daisy, Scarpa,
There's a big white ghost in your brain. It's always on time, it's always the same. But after 35 seconds it's the same. It turns over, turns over, turns over, turns over, turns.
What's going on, Seaville? It's been a glorious couple of weeks since we saw you last. Congratulations to Charlottesville for making the top of yet another list. We were listed as the #1 city to live in the whole country by Yahoo Real Estate. Yay! Now AARP magazine has named Charlottesville #7 of the top 10 healthiest places to live and retire. Charlottesville has earned the Healthiest Place Award before because it has a strong tradition of helping its residents stay healthy. I think my guest this evening is a perfect example of why Charlottesville is so healthy. It's residents like Brian Wimer, filmmaker and documentarian, who helped to make Charlottesville so special. We're going to chat about his experimental documentary, which he is in the middle of filming as we speak. And I'll give you a hint. It's about addiction to a well-known white substance. And it's not what you think. But before I give it all away, I want to give a warm welcome to our house band tonight, Holly Allen, and her backup on upright bass, Mark Lipson. We're going to start the night off with some Americana soul from Holly, followed by a sneak peek at Brian's documentary. Also, look out for our new feature called What's Going On in Your World, which I'm really excited about. It highlights you, the viewers. For details on how to submit your own video to be featured on the show, please visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/WGOCville. Take it away, Holly.
I was 5 years old in that Polaroid. That's a Ruby and Mama and me. That was Daddy's blue GTO back in the summer of '73. I carry a piece of that gravel road and a scar on my left knee. Looking at the star witness to a stolen kiss between Mama and Harper Lee. Oh, I had a painted mare. We used to jump that fence and ride down by the reservoir. I loved her way back before she was mine. Roped her in on a wishing star. We could ride all day on a pocket full of change. Smoke a swisher sweet behind the barn. God bless Gypsy, rest her soul. She was the first love to break my heart. I was built to go down easy with my heart open wide. Hey, I'm strong enough to withstand the truth, but you could break me with a lie. Raised up on cornbread and butter beans, fried chicken on the bone. Don't take much of nothing fancy to rock this red dirt soul. I used to sneak out that window, pink toenails, ruby lips, and running wild. With this three-legged boy from down the road, farmer's tan and a crooked smile. He could sweet talk me damn near into anything with the stars in my eyes. Lafayette dripping from his mouth, calloused hand on my thigh. Fly me down a two-lane road, kiss me in the broad daylight. Bring it in baby girl. Don't matter how old I get, my big sister still rules the world. I'm old enough to know better, but I'm still out wishing on stars. Got a red dirt soul, a gypsy bone, I got a willing heart. I was built to go down easy with my heart open wide. Hey, I'm strong enough to withstand the truth, but you could break me with a lie. Raised up on cornbread and butter beans, fried chicken on the bone. It don't take much of nothing fancy to rock this red dirt soul. Hot and sweet, southern comfort, I'm just down home. Now if you're gonna roll with me, baby, rock this red dirt soul. Rock me, baby. I got a red dirt soul.
Red dirt soul. Wow, that was amazing.
Oh,
It's all
thank you.
true what they say about you.
Probably not all of it.
That was fabulous. That was really wonderful. And that is from your new album.
Yes.
So can we get a tight shot on that from somebody?
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about some appearances. Are you appearing in something together?
Yes,
soon?
we're going to be playing the Glass House Winery October 15th.
Oh, yes.
The two of us and Larry Becker.
One of
And
my
then-
favorite places.
Yeah, and then
I'm
your
gonna
CD release party.
have the CD release party and get to have a full band and maybe some surprise guests from Atlanta.
Really?
And Mark's gonna play with me and some other local people, and we're really excited about it. It's gonna be November the 12th at the Southern downtown on the mall here, and hope you'll come out.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you
You're
for having
awesome, and
us.
you're going to take us out at the end of the show. So
Sure, would love to.
thank you. And right now, stay tuned for a sneak peek of Brian Wimer's film documentary, and also look out for our new feature, which I'm really excited about. It's called "What's Going On in Your World," and it is videos that you send in to us. And so, for more information about how to submit your own video to be featured on this show, check us out at Facebook. It's www.facebook.com/WGOCville. All right, so stay tuned.
I think sugar is a white poison. I think we should treat it like arsenic. I am very serious about that. And when you read this history of sugar, which there's a couple books out now, it's horrible. I mean, we enslaved tens of thousands of people so that people in Europe could eat sugar or put sugar in their teeth. I mean, what's that about? I mean, really? It's not a very healthy product. Its value is about 1% of its uses, meaning that if somebody were having an insulin shock, they'd want sugar. You know, but even then they could eat an orange and get their sugar back up. So to me, sugar is a mistake. Yeah, I mean, a teaspoon a week or a day, maybe. For some kids, they definitely eat it and then crash. That's what would happen to me. So you get a child who's reactive and they eat a Pop-Tart for breakfast, either at home or at school, and then an hour later, once their insulin has kicked in, their sugar crashes and they feel like junk. They can't concentrate, squirm, they feel nauseous, they feel anxious, and then what's the rescue for that? More sugar. They'll come in and say that they get headaches all day or they feel tired on and off all day, and I'll say, so what do you do? And they'll describe this yo-yo. Well, what do you eat for breakfast? Well, I have a bowl of, Captain Crunch, my favorite cereal, by the way. Never eat it, but it's really good. And then an hour later, they're eating something else because they're starting to feel weak. And so they kind of yo-yo. And for an adult, you add coffee. You know, like one of the worst combos to me is like 2 teaspoons of sugar and a cup of coffee, because the caffeine drives the sugar into the blood faster. It delivers the sugar right into the bloodstream. And so it gets in faster, the insulin kicks in faster, the insulin drives the sugar down, and then they bottom out. And so they don't realize what they're doing. They yo-yo, whether they drink Red Bull or just coffee with sugar and all day long. And once they can figure out that they can really get off this stuff, which obviously they can, but it is kind of a drug, then they're okay. Yeah.
So there you have it. That is the little white substance that I said we'd be talking about tonight. And I told you it wasn't what you were going to be expecting.
Baby powder.
Baby powder!
Yes.
I wish it was, because you know, I am a sugar addict, Brian. So we have Brian Wimer in the house, sugar daddy. So Brian, let's talk about, first of all, what makes you sugar daddy besides your good looks and your boatloads of money?
I got kind of cajoled into this to really figure out. I mean, I'm a bit of a skeptic, and there's a lot of science out there that you can go either way on, and there are a lot of new dietary ideas. And you know, it's like in the 70s, like we took all the fat off the chicken and whatever. So every decade there's something new. And now the new thing is, you know, whether what's killing us is sugar. And it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, everybody knows that sugar's not good for you, but we have this sort of love affair with sugar. So we don't want to give it up.
Right.
And for me, it's just to say, okay, well, how bad is it? How bad could it be? I mean, we all ate like crap when we were kids, and you know, we had sugary cereals and lollipops and Tootsie Rolls and all that stuff, and it all evokes nostalgia in our heads of, you know, Christmas and
cartoons,
cookies and all that stuff.
Eating Captain Crunch in front of the TV.
I'm getting the warm fuzzies already.
Right.
But was all that stuff hurting us, and is it hurting us now? And you look at some very basic statistics, and I don't even like statistics too much, just that 1 in 3 kids now is either overweight or obese.
Epidemic proportions.
And there's another stat that kids born after the year 2000, half of them, when they grow up, they will be diabetic. I mean, and that's huge. I mean, diabetes, I don't have diabetes in my family. I haven't experienced it.
You might get it after this experiment.
But I mean, it's a terrible way to go. It's like up there with lung cancer. It's like you lose legs, you go blind, it's crappy. And it's slow and it's debilitating. It's not a car wreck, it's not whatever. It sucks. So is that really what we're looking at in the future? And is that a good thing? So basically, I looked at what adolescents were eating now. Now, the average adolescent eats somewhere between 24 and 36 added teaspoons of sugar a day. There's sugar in fruit, there's sugar in all sorts of things, but this is added sugar. This is like the stuff they put in Pop-Tarts and cereals and Coke and all that other kind of stuff.
Right.
So
on the ingredients label,
right,
that's where you would see the sugar grams, but then you look in the ingredients and see.
It's in the gram, yeah, and it's usually listed in grams. There are 4 grams per teaspoon of sugar. So if you see something and it says it has 32 grams, that means 8 teaspoons of sugar.
Wow.
So if you look on a Coca-Cola and it says, in this 8-ounce can, it has 32 grams of sugar, it means in that can there are 8 teaspoons of sugar. And to me, that's alarming. It's just kind of nuts. Actually, I was looking at a Frappuccino. A little Frappuccino, that thing's like 9 ounces. It has, I believe it's 8 teaspoons of sugar in it. If you saw somebody going to the coffee shop and they get their little cup of coffee, pour in a little cream, and start putting in the packets of sugar. We actually measured out the packets. It takes 12 packets of sugar to equal a Frappuccino. If you saw somebody going past 3, you're like, you got a sweet tooth. If you go past 5, you're like, hey, what's up with that? If you get past 10, you're like, you're calling the cops. 12 packets, but we're doing that every day. And to me, it's not to say that, hey, stop. It's just like, wow, what am I doing to myself?
Just acknowledge, notice.
Right. So I'm eating an additional 30 teaspoons of sugar every day. And that's kind of what the average adolescent is doing. And people say, oh, well, you're not an average adolescent. They're active. They've got soccer practice and blah, blah, blah. It's not true. The average adolescent, or actually only 26% of adolescents get a moderate amount of exercise. That's breaking a sweat. That's a fast walk. Only 26%. So the majority of them out there, they're playing video games. They're just kind of hanging out and whatever. So, and I'm active. I run. I used to eat well.
Well, let's talk about the specifics. So, you're a filmmaker, documentarian. Here you are doing this experiment for 6 weeks, where you're taking in 30 teaspoons
Right.
of sugar, which equals
120 grams.
20 grams of sugar a day, which
right.
represents the average adolescent.
Right.
Why?
Why? Why not?
I mean,
I had nothing
are
else
you-
to do this month, and I figured I need a lot of sugar.
No, you don't have enough to do. No, but is it not true that there's sort of the schools involved, and let's talk about that a little bit.
The problem, it started here.
How it affects Charlottesville.
Yeah, my wife, Ivana Kadia, who you know well, has been the chair of the Health Advisory Board at the city schools.
Right.
And she's been trying to get them to reduce sugar. And frankly, they've been really reluctant to. They're like, no, we can't do that. Right now, check this out. The schools, by USDA regulations, are allowed to make the diet 35% sugar by weight. 35% of the food can be sugar.
Who
just
says that's
sugar.
okay?
And they're like, well, this is... and
Why?
actually,
Is it cheaper?
No. Well, 35%, once you go past that, you start dying. Under that, you're like, okay, you're not killing yourself exactly. The ideal percentage is about 10%. That's what the World Health Organization says.
Wow.
But we go, oh, the USDA says 35%, that's all right. And to me, that just sounds nuts. And the problem is you have things like chocolate milk and stuff like that just seem like, oh, it's part of school. You can't take that away from the kids because, again, we have a love affair with sugar. And sugar to us equals love. It's how we show affection. You give a box of chocolates, you give a chocolate milk, you give a Tootsie Roll or a Jolly
treat someone with
Rancher.
it when they've done something right.
And if you say we're taking away the cupcakes, it's like you canceled Christmas. It's like, well, you can't do that. But if you look at it, a kid in the morning will have pancakes and syrup. We saw a kid in a cafeteria drinking the syrup from his pancake and chasing it with chocolate milk. Now you can have that for lunch too. You can have French toast for lunch and do the same thing and a lot of other stuff. And then they have a snack bar where you can get ice cream and stuff like that. They might not now. But does that help them learn? In this town, they didn't pass their SOLs last year. It's not to say, oh, well, sugar was the problem, but sugar is a problem.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the problems.
And that was one of the bigger things too. We talked to neurologists. We talk to people who are probation officers. Across the board, people say that there's a behavioral problem. And actually, that's what I'm experiencing now. I have a neurologist and a psychologist looking at me for I have actually 6 doctors. I have an endocrinologist, I have an osteopath, a neurologist, a psychologist, a nutrition expert, and a fitness expert. And they're all watching me, and I'm falling apart. I mean, I am exhibiting ADHD-like behavior or ADD-like behavior. I can't complete tasks. I can't focus. I procrastinate. I can't listen to people. And if you think about all these things, this is what this is how we function in the world. And that's when we look at kids. If you put them in school, wow, they can't function. They can't hear. They can't complete tasks. They don't do assignments.
Can't sit still.
How does that help them? And to me, and it's been documented before, clinically, but now I'm the guinea pig, and I'm all over it. I lose my keys every single day now.
So did they do a baseline test on you? Did they do I think in the clip in White Poison, was that your first set of tests?
That was, I was starting to get my blood test then. That was my Dr. Gelbert. He is the osteopath. And obviously he had a very strong opinion about sugar. And I'm coming into it like, I like Cap'n Crunch. I like brownies. I like
ice cream.
Ben & Jerry's. I love all of this stuff. I'm willing to give it up if it's killing me, but I want some proof. And actually, I found out that it is killing me. I got my blood tests back after 2 weeks. This is my 3rd week now. I just got my blood tests back Friday, and I'm pre-diabetic.
You've got to be kidding me.
No.
And there was no sign of it before.
No, I don't have diabetes in my family.
How far are you into this experiment, Brian?
I'm now 3 weeks, and that was 2 weeks ago. I don't know where I am now. And frankly, I'm losing feeling in my feet.
Are you going to call it quits?
I don't know.
I think you should. I think your point is being proven.
I don't know. I'm not dead yet. And also,
die for my art.
It's what they call metabolic syndrome. When your metabolism, your pancreas goes into distress, your liver, your kidneys, and then they start not functioning. And I'm kind of on the edge of that not functioning. So right now I'm pre-diabetic. So
Is it reversible?
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's part of what we're going to try to prove too.
Which is
Isn't
good
that nice?
news, right? That it is reversible.
So basically you quit the sugar and you quit the carbs, because a big thing about it too, not to get into big dietary science, carbs and sugar, they are synonymous. Carbs are saccharides, they're sugars, pure and simple.
That's new news to me.
Yeah, so, and that's how there's a lot of people are being cured of diabetes by cutting out their carbs. And that's the big thing, is that we're a carb-heavy country. You have potatoes and pasta and rice, as well as the sugars, as well as everything else. And it's killing us. It's killing me. I'm dying. And I don't need to.
No.
But the big thing too is we're trying to actually we have a campaign up to chuck the chocolate milk. Right now, the Dairy Board has $1 million campaign for raise your hand for chocolate milk, so that kids can buy more chocolate milk so they can make more money. It's awful. So we're doing this Chuck the Chocolate Milk campaign, and actually as part of it, because it's like, wow, you guys are going to be going through withdrawal. Ivana she's running for school board on a Health is Academic platform. It's to say she wants to be a role model, and she doesn't want kids going, well, you're a smoker. Well, what the heck?
Good for
So
her.
she quit smoking, but she's like, look, if you guys are going to go through, chucking the chocolate milk, I'll quit the cigarettes.
Tell me what you plan on doing with this documentary, and where do you go after? I mean, I'm really curious to know if you're going to cut this short and now try to reverse it. I think that would be really interesting, instead of taking it the whole 6 weeks.
Right, I have to check with my doctors and see how I'm going to do one more round of blood tests. And I'm still I just came back from the airport and I had a Cinnabon last night, and I felt like I was going to shoot myself. But it just kills me. I mean, I know I'm part of the thing, but I'm getting to crave it now. And my mood swings are just like that. I need a Pop-Tart, and I need a bowl of Cap'n Crunch, but the scary thing is too, it's not just the kiddie stuff. The adult stuff, the adult cereals are worse. Raisin Bran has twice the sugar of Cap'n Crunch.
So you have a wonderful blog that I've been following.
Right.
Can you give us the
It's on
blog?
WordPress. It's Sugar Daddy Movie. You can also look on Facebook, Sugar Daddy Movie, and you can keep up with how I'm killing myself with sugar.
And hopefully reversing the effects.
And we will. Part of it is really how we turn this around. And we will hopefully show, I mean, a lot of these doctors are very dedicated to turning my blood work around. I mean, I am pre-diabetic. Perhaps I'm even diabetic now. I don't know from the last time. I mean, I feel like, I really feel like crud. And I want to get back. I've always got a million projects, so I can't function like this.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody can. So for me, it's just to prove that there's an issue here. Plus, there are lots of anecdotal issues about, what does chocolate milk do, or Frappuccino? I mean, to me, it's not just like, let's just demonize sugar. It's to really have a balanced approach about it and say, I like sugar. Sugar's going to be part of our world, but is it this much?
Well, thank you for taking one for the team. It's really educational and entertaining, because you're such an entertaining fellow. So I really do suggest that people keep track of Brian's blog. I'm really interested to find out how you begin to reverse the process, and any resources to understand how to get the energy without the sugar would be great too. And I'm sure you've got stuff like that on
And
that
important too is voting on November 8th.
Yes.
I mean, there's a school board election. There's a school board election as well as city council, November 8th. Please vote for Ivana Kadia. She's trying to make the schools healthy.
She's got
I mean, who can disagree with that?
Your kids' interests at heart.
Yeah.
Best interests at heart. Well, that's wonderful. That's a really great note to end on, actually. So,
Excellent.
Brian, well, you kind of heard it here first that he's pre-diabetic. I don't know I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, you're making your point. So just make sure that you take care of yourself from here on out. But thank you for coming so much.
Thank you for letting me be here for my last
interview. No, you're my favorite guest. So thank you for coming, Brian, and
Thanks.
Keep us posted. Wow. Coming up next, we have our new feature, our new little section of the show, What's Going On in Your World. So stay tuned for that. And then we're going to take the show out with another awesome song from Holly Allen. So we will see you next time, and spread the word.
Love, love is the price of gold.
Buongiorno, I'm Margaret. I'm in Todi in Umbria, and I'm here to learn to speak Italian with Speak Language Centre in Charlottesville. Mille grazie, Sarah.
Prego, Margherita, arrivederci.
Arrivederci. And that's what's going on in my world.
Built my home in the hills of Virginia. I lost my foothold in a rocky red clay. I knelt down in the Georgia piney wood. I asked my Lord, help me find a way. The Lord spoke out in a voice of thunder. The light shone bright upon my face. It wrapped me up in the wings of angels. He said, believe on me, I am the way. He sent my soul to fly up across the Blue Ridge with a name so true, he left me no room for doubt. I woke up in a flash of lightning, let my spirit carry me across the rocky red ground. Lord spoke out in a voice of thunder. The light shone bright upon my face. It wrapped me up in the wings of angels. He said, believe on me, I am the way. Set me free to roam this whole world over till he calls me home. I know the way. When my spirit grows weak and my soul does hunger, I feed on the mercy of the lost sea grace. When I'm free from worldly trials, when I lay my road down, don't you weep and moan. I'm gonna fly up across the Blue Ridge. Let my spirit carry me home. Lord spoke out in a voice of thunder. The light shone bright upon my face. It wrapped me up in the wings of angels. He said, believe on me,